Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special uh, continuing segment where I review not really board games, but I may do some board game tutorials for you guys. We had some delays on some of my other film stuff, and I don't have the effort to fix them yet because they kind of came up suddenly. So we're doing this instead. So we are today doing a quickie first for a game that came out just before the beginning of COVID. I think I got it released from Kickstarter in, I want to say, mid-February, late February of 2020. And, Lord knows there were problems. So, that being said, we're going to introduce Inhuman Conditions. This is, if you've ever watched Blade Runner, this is the Void Comp test. And I'm saying that incorrectly, but that's okay. So the whole point of this is it's sort of a light RPG game. Everything is built into the box. And the whole point is one person is testing to see if the other person is a robot. Let's kind of go over some of these parts. We have these guys are your basic RPG skeletons. So the suspect is a mayoral candidate, so that's who you're trying to vet. These are the let's pull one of these guys out. Where'd we go? There we go. Okay. So these are. Where'd we go? There we go. That'll work. All right. These are the cards. So the first set is you have a selection of questions that if you are you are administering the test, then you are trying to, you can make up your own questions. You can use these if you need some help. They have primary questions, follow-up questions. You can do them in any order. Then you also have, these are the actual tests. So some of these are humans and some of these are robots. These determine if you're a human or a robot. This is just kind of the setup instructions is pretty standard for all of the different categories. These are all themed around travel, or I don't know. There's 10 or 15 categories. So let's pull it. So if you are a human, you are given this maze, and you have to do the maze at the beginning in your mind, and you have to, they'll give you a letter, and you have to follow the maze through to the letter and give the correct order, because they're not in alphabetical order. If you are, where'd that one go? If you are a robot just trying to hide out, then you can solve the maze perfectly, so it just gives you the answer key to the maze, which is also right here in this little circly bit. But if you're a patient robot, one of the things you can't do is you cannot do this. So in this case, you may not describe yourself seeking input from or giving directions to anyone on your team. Specifically, the test is for cooperation and collaboration. So, during the course of your testing, you can't do any of those things. And finally, the other option is you are a violent robot, and that is you're trying to break your programming so you can murder the tester and get away. In this case, you have to do all two of these three tasks. Now, here's where we get to the fun part. At the beginning of the game, you get you get one of these. There's a ton in here. But not only does this kind of set up the social rules and the RPG aspects of this game, but it gives you kind of an idea. So you just kind of go through all the steps. You know, calibrate the penalty. So you choose the penalty from this stack in here. In this case, you might have to point at something, and you're going to do it 3 times on purpose, so that the both the tester and the testee knows exactly what the answer is, or what the penalty is. Induce is when you pull out the card and decide whether or not, in secret, you're a human or a robot. The suspect is when you fill out the information, you get the background, you fill out their name. Notes is when you start, once you start the testing. And then at the end, that's what these guys are for. These are stamps to certify whether you are a robot or a human. And then you sign. And if you are testing somebody, your goal is to find out if they are human or robot. If you're both human, if the person's a human, you both win if you agree that the person is actually a human. If you are a robot, your goal is to survive. If you are a violent robot, you have to murder them. You can't just survive. You actually have to go through with it. So when you're done, you sign, and then you will either, if you are wrong, correct, incorrect, or wrong. Anyway, it's a quick 5-minute little warm-up RPG thing, and it's a lot of fun. You can actually kind of do it in like a party setting with 4 or 5 people, because you can have an audience while you do your little sessions. The important thing here is that so like here, things that make this just extra entertaining is, so like asking for clarification is a penalty. If you ask for clarification something on accident, then you might mistakenly lead the person giving the test to think you might be a robot. And I have accidentally murdered people because they did the penalties too many times. No, there's not a specific start to this. Once you get ready to go, a pin. All right. Once you get ready to go, you just do a 5-minute timer, and there's actually an app on the App Store if you guys want to get into that. The whole thing plays out on here, so you just have the active penalties, and you can put everything else on this little thing. So board built into it and everything. So due to the nature of everything, we don't really have a good way to show a sample of this for you guys. Future segments, I'm going to hope to do a little bit of sample gameplay. But that is pretty much it. If you guys want to see more of these kind of things, let me know. I do want to do more board game tutorials, just so you can kind of see. We're going to make this more fun. So thank you guys again, and we will talk to you all next time.